Hello, and welcome to the reality. What is a vaccine? How a vaccine works? How is it made? And when will a COVID-19 vaccine be ready? We are gonna try to find the answers for these questions. Let's begin. Generally, a vaccine is a substance that helps protect against certain diseases. Vaccine contains of dead or weakened version of microorganisms. It helps your immune system recognize and destroy the living microorganisms during the future infection. A vaccine works by training our immune system to recognize and combat pathogens, either virus or bacteria. To do this, certain molecules of pathogens must be introduced into our body to trigger an immune response. These artificially inserted molecules are called antigens, and by injecting it into our body, the immune system can safely learn to recognize them as hostile invaders, produces antibodies, and remembers them for the future. If the bacteria or virus reappears, the immune system will recognize the antigens immediately and attack aggressively well before the pathogens can spread and cause sickness. In a simple term, a vaccine works by mimicking an infectious agent, that is, a virus or bacteria that causes disease. This teaches our immune system to rapidly and effectively respond against it. And to develop a vaccine is not a joke. The fastest developed vaccine in history is mumps vaccine in 1970s, and it took over 3 years. And another one is Ebola vaccine, which took 5 years to get ready. Researchers began working on polio vaccine in early 1930s, but it didn't came until 1953. It took almost around 2 decades. Vaccines are made out of the virus that actually causes the disease. The same virus is inserted into our body which makes us sick. For example, polio vaccine is made from the polio virus. There are 3 basic strategies to make the vaccine: weaken the virus, inactivate or kill the virus, and use part of the virus. So let's discuss in detail about this. First one is weaken the virus. Using this strategy, viruses are weakened so that they reproduce very poorly once inside our body. The vaccine for measles, mumps, oral polio, chickenpox are made this way. Viruses usually cause disease by reproducing themselves many times in the body, whereas natural viruses reproduce thousands of times during infection. Vaccine virus usually reproduce fewer than 20 times. Because the vaccine virus don't reproduce very much, they don't cause disease. But vaccine virus replicate well enough to introduce memory B cells that protect against infections in the future. Second one, inactivate or kill the virus. Using this strategy, viruses are completely inactivated or killed with the help of chemical. By killing the virus, it cannot possibly reproduce itself or cause disease. The inactivated polio, hepatitis A, influenza, and rabies vaccines are made this way. Because the virus is still seen by the body, cells of the immune system that protect against diseases are generated. The third one is use part of the virus. Using this strategy, just one part of the virus is removed and used as a vaccine. The hepatitis B and HPV vaccines are made this way. The vaccine is composed of a portion that resides on the surface of the virus. This system can be used when an immune system response to one part of the virus is responsible for protection against diseases. Now let's talk about one of the worst diseases in human history. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, it's COVID-19. But as per the situation around, COVID-19 is not as deadly as we feel or we think. Its death rate is one of the lowest among other diseases that once infected in the past. This doesn't mean that we should take it lightly. It is not too deadly, but it's too contagious. It can spread very easily from one person to another. Every one of us know that there is no cure to this disease, and there is only one option that is, for us, that is to keep physical distancing and hope for the vaccine. So when will a COVID-19 vaccine be ready? Developing a safe and effective vaccine takes time, as I mentioned earlier. There are more than 200 vaccine candidates under development, with many in clinical trial. A dozen of these candidates are in phase 3 clinical trials, which is the final step before a vaccine is approved. Given the accelerated timelines global stakeholders are working towards, we expect some vaccines to have completed clinical trials and be approved for use in 2021. And if this happens, it will be a record for fastest developed vaccine in history. Let's pray and hope for the earliest so that we can go out freely and live our life as we used to. Until then, we must not forget to keep our physical distancing, to wear face masks, to wash our hands regularly, and yes, to keep our immunity strong. Thank you so much for watching till the end, and please do me a favor by pressing the subscribe button.